chosen ones, empaths. Oftentimes, when you think of losing power over you, the narcissist losing power over you, you think more towards the end of the relationship when it was over, right? But in actuality, the way they discard us and the way they just get rid of us actually gives them a huge amount of power over us, because we're left clueless, we're left unknowing, we're left wondering why they done this, why someone has inflicted so much pain. So realistically, when it's all over, they have complete control over us, and that's why we find ourselves surfing social media sites, looking at what they're doing with their life, seeing glimpses of them with their new supply, possibly basically begging for them back. And but what I will bring to your attention is the narcissist panicked during your relationship. They saw something in you where they started to lose the power over you. And this was kind of the ignition and the fuel really behind the discard, because they saw something in us which they couldn't control. They saw you rebel, you put up a rebellion. You weren't as easy manipulated as they thought, and you were less able to control. And this caused them to panic. And this was during the relationship. You may not remember, you might remember the time. I remember the time. It was when I finally saw through who they were. I saw a glimpse of who they really were, and I was in a split mind kind of thing. Like, in one side of my mind I'm thinking they're okay, and the other side of my mind I'm thinking they're not. You might have noticed a split in your psyche at one point during the relationship, but there was definitely a point during the relationship where they saw that you see through them, and this caused them to panic and go into overload. And this is why they often hatched a plan to discard you in the worst possible way, or start treating you so horribly and abuse you so badly, thinking that you're just going to put up with it, not knowing that you're going to cut them off. But it was out of a panic. They felt like they were being attacked. When we were just literally standing up for ourselves, saying what is true, talking what is true. They took this as a threat, and it caused them to panic. And as I said, their mind went into overload, and they began to hatch this plan of brutally discarding. This is often why the narcissist does this, but there's two parts to this, because initially, after a discard, or you cut them off, initially we're in pain, initially we're hurting. They have us in a very vulnerable space. They have us most likely at that point, if they tried to walk back in our lives, we would have accepted them back. But they often play this game a bit too long, and they leave it going on a bit too long. And what they don't anticipate is we begin to heal. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But this causes the second part of their panic, because they had the initial panic, as I mentioned, during the relationship. We saw through them at one point. We may not have seen the whole picture, but we saw a glimpse of something, right? And it was enough for them to be triggered to know that we're onto them, right? And they done the discard. They brutally discarded us. They cut us off, whatever. They've gone with a new supply, but they're still keeping tabs on us. They're still keeping a watchful eye on us, right? Either through our social medias, through hacking devices, various means, they keep tabs on us, right? They do this because they like to keep close eyes on their prey, right? And when they're watching us now from a distance, they start to see us healing. They start to see us getting stronger. They start to see us getting more resilient. And they start to see us build back our life back together. Start piecing our life back together. Working from the ground up. You know? Getting up after we've fallen. And they're in disbelief at that. And this causes them to panic even more. Because they used their whole hand, right? If we're talking poker sense, they played their whole hand, right? And yeah, it had us caught up for a while. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It had me caught up for a little while. Their manipulation, their games had me caught up for a little while. Had me sad for a little while. But once I began to see beneath the veil and see that I'm dealing with a toxic person, I'm dealing with someone who's not kind. They're not my soulmate. They're not my other half. They never was. You know what I mean? Like, they're dusty, yeah? When I started to realize that I'm dealing with some dusty weirdo and I started to piece together even their past, even their stories that they told me about their past, I started to piece together that like I'm Sherlock Holmes, right? I started to piece together the whole 9 yards, right? And maybe I'm not 100% right about all of it, but I know enough to know that they're toxic and they lied about their whole past. They lied about everything, right? And this was my closure. This enabled me to heal. This enabled me to get back onto my path and start focusing on my life. And this is what I want for you to do too, you know? And you probably are doing it without you even realizing. Yes, you may still miss the company, but, you know, it's better to be alone than be around a narcissist. Any day of the week, it's better to be alone than be around a narcissist, because a narcissist is constantly bringing new drama, more trouble. They're more trouble than they're worth, right, in our lives. But them seeing us from a distance now, where they don't have the control that they used to have to influence our thought patterns and our actions, the way they used to be able to just trigger us, right? They're watching this from a distance now. We're in their scope. And we're healing, we're bettering ourselves, we're developing, right? Some of us are venturing off into businesses or venturing off into writing our own books, and some of us are writing songs. There's a myriad of things that us as survivors are doing with our time now, because we realize we have so much more time on our hands, and so much time was wasted with these narcissists. This destroys them. This makes them panic. It destroys them. They hate it. They hate the fact that we're able to heal. They hate the fact that we're able to get over them. They can't believe the fact that we're able to get over them, you know? And this is often time when the Hoovers come in. This is what I always say. If you're sitting there waiting for a Hoover, best thing for you to do, forget about the Hoover, forget about them, focus on your life, focus on piecing together your life, brighten up your day, brighten up your world, and sooner or later they're going to pop out the woodwork like a woodlouse. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it was with me, you know? I've mentioned this various times before, but for those that don't know, I went and worked abroad. I started a business. I'd done numerous things that made me distracted from the pain of the narcissist. I listened to a lot of music. I studied a lot, and I found myself distracted from the pain that they caused me. And ultimately, I believed it was down to the Creator, God's will, that this happened. And I took the benefit from it. I took the blessing from it rather than the curse. And whether you believe in God or not, or you want to say it's the universe, just understand that there's a plan for you, and we are being looked after. We're in good hands. And it was a safety. It's actually a safety procedure, the way that this relationship ended, and for us to be separated from the narcissist. But they're panicking. They're desperate. Their mind's going in overload mode because they're seeing us heal, and they never thought that we'd be able to get to this point. But the narcissist panics when they lose power over you, man. And trust me, the more and more that you get back to yourself, the more and more you build on your life, the more and more that you let them have less power over you, you know, it inevitably happens. Like, as I mentioned, it all started from the beginning in the relationship. When you was in the relationship, they saw a power slip or a power outage. They saw it slip out of their hands, and this is what led to them conjuring up this plan to discard you. And then they felt like they would have complete control over you during the discard and all of that, and they did have control over us for a moment. But then as we start to heal, they didn't anticipate that. So just enjoy your healing journey, continue on your healing journey, stay safe, stay blessed, and trust me, it's all going to work out for the better, I promise you. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I have the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. If you want to check that out, the link for that channel is also in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.